beat about the bush. I went for another scan. They told me there was something there. They said it might not be anything to worry about. It might be benign. I thought, what a nice word that is. Benign. I said it over and over. Benign. I looked it up. Agreeable, amiable, tender, considerate, compassionate, caring, benevolent. All the things that truly mattered. Sounded like a recipe. All the ingredients I needed. They said they'd have to do a biopsy. Have a look at some of the cells under the microscope to see if it was benign or not. So I had it done. I didn't tell anyone. Certainly not Dave. It would have frightened him. Seeing him frightened would have frightened me even more. My appointment was on a Wednesday. I went on the bus. Terrible bargain at the hospital. But that's not the real reason I went on the bus. You'll laugh when I tell you. It was a bus I used to catch to senior school. The first bus I ever went on all by myself. Grown up in my shiny new uniform. The bus of 1,000 teenage memories. Bay City roller memories. I used to write letters to Woody on that bus. I've still got them all. I got puberty on that bus. Looking at John Silverwood every morning. Trying to catch his eye. I had a right crush on him. Funny enough, John Silverwood wasn't on there anymore. I got off at the hospital. And as I walked, I kept looking at things, ordinary things. A dandelion peeping through a fence, a crack in the pavement. And I thought, the next time I see this, or that, I'll know. I'll either be a woman with cancer, or it'll be benign. Benign. I could be walking back to the bus stop and be just like all these other lucky people, lucky, normal people going about their everyday lives, if it's benign. In the waiting room, there was a fish tank, and I watched one particular fish, one of those black and white zebra ones. I don't know what they're called. And I looked at it and I thought, it's just like me in my life right now. Black and white. One thing or the other. Benign or... And they called my name. Beverly Atkinson for Mr. Tordoff. I stood up and I looked at the fish and I said to myself, the next time I see you in a few minutes, I'll know. And I suddenly remembered that wishy-washy geography teacher we had one year. He was called Tordoff, you remember? Scruffy, ink-stained, we called him Toddledoff. And I thought, oh, God help me. He was sat behind his desk. The nurse was there. I tried to read his mind, his face. Inside his head was the result of my test. He had the power of knowledge. Benign, benign, benign. Please say it. Say the word that can send me home safe to Dave and my grandkids. Just say it. A hair was peeping out of his nostril. His tie wasn't pulled up properly and there was ink on his fingers. I nearly said, was your dad a geography teacher? But I didn't. I just sat there and waited while he opened my file. And I thought, are you just looking at that now? Surely you've already looked, Mr. Toddledoff. It's not like the bloody Oscars where you open an envelope and read out the result. Or maybe it is. And the nominations for the Beverly Atkinson biopsy are benign and malignant. And the winner is And he said, "How are you feeling, Mrs. Atkinson?" And I thought, are you having a laugh? Just tell me the fucking result. And he did. He said, "I'm sorry to have to tell you." I didn't really listen much after that. I didn't need to. Not once he'd said he was sorry. I had a little weep. The nurse passed me a tissue. Never spoke. Just passed a tissue. Bit mechanical, really. And I went home on the bus. Then I remembered I never looked at the zebrafish.